So graphs of important lines. Okay, all right. So I'll again draw the vertical and horizontal axis, right? So the horizontal axis is the x-axis, the vertical axis is the y-axis, correct? And the intersection of these two axes is called as the origin, whose coordinates are 0, 0. Okay, so what is the equation of x-axis?
Y is
Y
equal to 0.
0. And what is the equation of y-axis? X is equal to 0. Correct. We'll see what we mean by that. Now I'll draw two lines parallel to x-axis, one above the x-axis and one below the x-axis. Okay. So let us say we have a line which is parallel to x-axis like this. Okay. It passes through the point which lies on the y-axis, and now you know that any point which lies on the y-axis has its x coordinate 0. Okay, so it will be 0 comma a, for example. What is a? Any number like 0 comma 5, 0 comma 3, 0 comma 2, anything. Okay, we'll see examples afterwards. Now what will be the equation of this green line which is parallel to x-axis? If the equation of x-axis itself is y is equal to 0, okay, because it passes through the origin. Okay, from where does the x-axis pass? It passes through the origin. So origin, in the case of origin, the y coordinate is 0, right? And also x coordinate is 0, but we are concerned with y coordinate. So when x-axis passes through the origin, we say y is equal to 0 as the equation of the x-axis. Then any line which is parallel to x-axis and passes through a point 0 comma a, okay, will have equation y is equal to a. Okay, so the line is parallel to x-axis, but above it, okay, since it passes through a positive point, correct, because above x-axis the y-axis is positive, you get y is equal to a, right? Similarly, let us say we draw one more line which is parallel to x-axis, somewhere below, but below it. Okay, not on the above side, below. So let us say this point is now 0 comma minus b. Why minus b? Because it is on the negative side of the y-axis. Okay, are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So now if this line is parallel to x-axis and it passes through a point 0 comma minus b, that means its equation will be y is equal to minus b. Okay, for example, y is equal to -3, y is equal to -4, -5, -7, whatever. Y is equal to -3.5 also, whatever you want to say. Okay, so these are the two important lines. Similarly, if we take a line which is now parallel to y-axis and let's say to the right of it, to the right of it, right side of y-axis. So we know on the right side of the y-axis, correct, it is perpendicular to x-axis but parallel to y-axis. Now the equation of y-axis itself is x is equal to 0 because y-axis itself passes through the origin 0 comma 0, in which case the x coordinate of that point is 0, right? So here I can easily say that this, let's say this point is 0 comma c comma 0. Why c comma 0? I have taken some number, some letter. Instead of a particular number, I am going to take some letter. C comma 0 means any point which lies on the x-axis, correct, has its y coordinate 0. So C comma 0, maybe 4 comma 0, 8 comma 0, 11 comma 0, 7.5 comma 0, anything. Now, if this line passes through this point, okay, and the equation of y-axis is x is equal to 0, then the equation of this line, vertical line, brown colored line, will be x is equal to c. Okay. Similarly, we can draw one line which is parallel to y-axis, but to the left of it. Okay, to the left of it. So let us say it passes through a point minus d comma 0. Why minus d comma 0? Because any point which lies on the x-axis has its y coordinate 0. And why minus d? Because it is on the left side of the origin along the x-axis. Okay, so all the points here are negative. So let us say minus d comma 0. So similarly, this vertical line which is parallel to y-axis will have equation x is equal to minus d. Like x is equal to minus 5, x is equal to minus 7, x is equal to minus 10, etc. etc. Okay, so these are the six equations which are important, okay, which are standard lines, which we can say, because these are not inclined lines. Okay, these are not the lines which we draw using some inclination, right? These are either parallel to x-axis, that is perpendicular to y-axis, or parallel to y-axis, that is perpendicular to x-axis, or the x-axis and y-axis itself. Okay, so this is all about the equations. Now you should write this down. So what we studied is x is equal to 0 is the equation of y-axis, y is equal to 0 is the equation of x-axis, x is equal to a is a line parallel to y-axis passing through a point a comma 0, and y is equal to a is a line parallel to x-axis passing through a point 0 comma a. Okay, this is what we have seen. So now let us see some examples. Okay, let us say we have a point 0 comma 7. Okay, where will 0 comma 7 lie? 0 comma 7 will lie where?
On y-axis.
Yeah, absolutely, on y-axis. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, somewhere here, right? So if you draw a line parallel to x-axis through this point, can you tell me what will be its equation? Parallel to x-axis, what will be its equation?
Y is equals to 7.
Excellent. Y is equal to 7. Very nice. Okay, now let us take point 0 comma minus 8. Where will it lie?
Negative y-axis.
Yeah, so negative y-axis, maybe 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 here, right? Minus 8, right? 0 comma minus 8. Now suppose I draw again a parallel line parallel to x-axis through this point. Can you tell me the equation of this line?
Y is equals to minus 8.
Y is equal to minus 8. Very good. Okay, great. So you have got the concept. Now here we have drawn all the lines which are parallel to axis. So that must be those lines must pass through a point on the x-axis. Okay, so this point is 6 comma 0, right? So the equation will be x is equal to 6. This point is 4 comma 0, so the equation is 3 comma 0, right? So the equation is x is equal to 3. Here it passes through minus 2 comma 0, so the equation is x is equal to minus 2. See, x is equal to minus 2 is same as x plus 2 is equal to 0. Why? Because we just have transposed minus
X is equals to minus.
correct, minus side, the other side. So x plus 2 is equal to 0 is the equation. Similarly here, if it passes through a point minus 5 comma 0, the actual equation will be x is equal to minus 5, but if you transpose, you get x plus 5 is equal to 0. Is that clear? 100% clear, Sagana?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Very nice. All right. See here, similar things are there. So these are the lines which are parallel to x-axis. So their equations will be y is equal to that number. Okay. So now don't draw anything. Just see. Draw the graph of each of the following equations. Y is equal to 3. So if you are given such a simple equation, correct, then you can easily see that y is equal to 3 means it is a line parallel to x-axis, which passes through the point y3. Y coordinate is 3, so 0 comma 3. Okay, it lies, this point lies on the y-axis, so its x coordinate is going to be 3. This is the point. Okay, 0 comma 3, and this is the required line AB. So the equation is y is equal to 3. Similarly, y plus 5 is equal to 3. You have to first y plus 5 is equal to 3. Y plus 5
Y is equals to minus 2.
Yeah, so your y plus 5 is equal to 0 is y is equal to minus 5. Okay, that means the point through which it passes is 0 comma minus 5. The y coordinate is minus 5. Obviously the point lies on the x-axis, so its x coordinate is 0, right? So this is the point, right? This is the line, this is the point, 0 comma minus 5. Okay, got it? All right. X is equal to 4. So x is equal to 4 means the x coordinate is 4. So the point is 4
4
comma.
comma 0.
Okay, 4 comma 0. So this is the line. This is the line. Okay, great. Next, x plus 6 is equal to 0. X plus 6 is equal to 0 means what?
X is equals to minus 6.
X is equal to minus 6. Correct. X is equal to minus 6. Now, x is equal to minus 6. The point is minus 6 comma 0. Okay, which lies on the x-axis. So this is the point, and this is the line which is vertical. That means parallel to axis. Okay, so this is x is equal to minus 6 line. So this is how you have to draw the graphs. Okay, now we come to some other type of graphs which are not typical lines, which are like linear equations are given. Okay, linear equations are given. And then we have to plot the graph. Okay, don't draw anything right now, just try to understand what we are doing here. So there are two types of lines which we are going to draw. Okay, the first type of line is the lines which pass through the origin. Okay, inclined lines, but they pass through the origin, like this, maybe like this. Okay, so we have to find or we have to understand what is the type of equation they represent. Okay, how can you write their equations? Okay, that is the key here. So if you see here, you can see an equation y is equal to mx, right? Y is equal to mx, correct? Right? So
Yes,
let
sir.
us take one example for let's say this one. Y is equal to minus 2x. Okay, next time I'm going to tell you that this m is nothing but slope. Okay, we'll see what slope is. In fact, we have done that in physics, if you remember. We have
Yes, sir. Time.
yeah. In physics, the
Sir,
Newton,
time one lesson.
yeah, graphical representation of motion, linear motion, correct? One dimensional motion. So in that we have learned this. But
सर
in
आणि त्याचा फॉर्म्युला पण होता त्या टाइम पिरियड वाला ह्याच्यामध्ये.
yes. So basically, what is the slope? Slope is nothing but
X upon y coordinate.
no, y upon x coordinate. Change in y
Yes,
coordinate
sir.
divided by change in x coordinate. Okay, that we will talk later.
Y dash minus y upon x dash minus.
Correct. So let us say we have this equation given and we have to plot the graph. Okay, we don't have to think much. What you can do is you have to take 3 points first of all. Okay, and we will note one conclusion also. This type of lines always pass through the origin. We'll see why. Always pass through the origin. Okay. So depending on the value of m, whether it is positive or negative, it will be either inclined like this, like backward slash, okay, like this. Or if the m value is positive, then they will be inclined like this. Okay. So let me show you briefly how to represent them, how to basically how to understand them and how to represent them. Okay. Just see what I'm saying. Okay, so I have drawn two graphs here. So y dash 0, x dash, x dash, y dash 0. Okay, all right. So let us take two equations. Maybe this is the line. I'll draw a slightly vertical. You'll understand what I'm drawing here. And then let's say we have another line which is slightly less inclined. Okay, we'll see what is the difference between them. Okay. Similarly, we have one line like this. Okay, very much inclined, and maybe another which is like this. Okay, so what is the difference between these two? The difference is, see, the typical equation, Okay, typical equation is y is equal to mx. Okay, what is the typical equation? Y is equal to mx, right? So I told you these two lines, okay, the A part and B part, they are similar, but they are not same. The inclination is different. Inclination means slope again. Okay, so here in A, M is negative. Okay, what is M? M is negative. Okay, for example, y is equal to minus 2x and y is equal to, let's say, minus 5x. So I have drawn two lines, one with orange and one with red. We'll see the difference again. Here also, these are two green and blue lines. Here, we can say M is positive. Okay, for instance, y is equal to 2x and y is equal to 5x. Okay, so now why did I draw blue and green? Try to understand. See, the slope of blue line is less than the slope of green line. Okay, imagine you are walking on this line. You are walking on this line. Tell me which line will be difficult to walk? Which line will be difficult to climb? Blue or green?
Green.
Absolutely, green line will be difficult to climb, right? Because it has a steep slope. It has a greater slope. Okay, so y is equal to 5x is the green line. Okay, why? Because 5 is more the value, more the slope, more inclined it will be, and this blue line is y is equal to 2x. I'm not saying they exactly appear like that. I have just taken some examples just to quantify. Okay, I'm just saying this 5 is greater than 2, so green line will be more, will have more slope compared to the blue line. Okay, this is what I mean by that. Okay, similarly, okay, red line has a less slope. Okay, but it is negative, already it is negative, so red line has a negative slope but less. uh, Orange line also has a negative slope but more slope. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? So now you tell me, red line will be what will be the equation of the red line? Y is equal to minus 2x or y is equal to minus 5x? What do you think?
Sir, minus 5.
Minus.
Y is equal to minus 2x.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll tell you why.
Yes.
And green,
Y
orange
is
line
equals
will
to
be y is
minus
equal to
5x.
minus 5x. See, if you take this ratio, what do you get? Y upon x, that is m. M is equal to y upon x. Okay, when I say minus 5, okay, if you draw this triangle, you'll understand. So, okay, so you get y upon x is minus 5. Okay, that means y is 5 times x. Okay, now if x is 1 here, y is going to be 5. Okay, and x is obviously minus, so y is going to be plus. एक का 3 plus, एक का 3 minus. Both cannot be negative. If both are negative, then the answer will be again positive. Okay, like this quadrant. Huh? So you have to understand like this. You have to calculate like this. Okay, so y upon x is minus 5. That means y is 5 times x. So whatever x is at this point, y is 5 times of that. And since these are straight lines, the slopes are constant. Slopes do not change. Okay, whatever this minus 5 is throughout is same here. If you take it here, you'll get the same thing. Okay, this is, let's say, 2, then y will be 10. Okay, minus 10, for example. Okay, 2 5s are 10, 5 times. So this ratio is constant. This is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I hope you have understood. Just draw this, give the heading, type 1 lines, and write down y is equal to mx. Draw this, whatever I have written on the board, draw this roughly, not on the graph book, and then we'll see the second time. Okay. One more point to note, this type of lines. What do you mean by this type of lines? Actually, the equation of line is like this. Linear equation in two variables is like this. Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Okay, this is the equation of the line, a typical line. Okay, so what is A? Coefficient of x, B coefficient of y, and C a constant term. Okay, so here, if you see, compare to this, you will not see the constant term. Okay, there is no constant term here, right? So if there is no constant term and if there is only terms in x and y, then it represents a line or it's a linear equation again, but this time it should pass through the origin. Okay, it should pass through the origin compulsory. This type of lines ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 does not pass through the origin. We will see why. Okay, all right, done everyone. Let's go back to the text.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, so this is type 2 now. Listen carefully, and that's all. I mean, there are only two types of lines. So type 2 is y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, which is very similar to ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Okay, very similar to this, right? So here you have a constant term. If you notice, c is there, which is a constant term. So this is a typical equation of line. Now let us try to understand what c is. Okay, what is the significance of c? Now let us say I put x is equal to 0 in this equation. Okay, so what do you get? Y is equal to m into 0 plus c. This means y is equal to c. Okay, what do you mean y is equal to c? That means that when x is 0 and y c, when x is 0, y c. So this is the point through which the line will pass. Okay, any point which lies on the line satisfies the equation of the line. Or conversely, okay, if the point satisfies the equation of line, then it lies on the line itself. Okay, this is what you have to remember. So when I put x is equal to 0, that means x is equal to 0 means that that point should lie on the y-axis. And what is that point? 0 comma c. So this is c is called as y-intercept. If you have heard this term, y-intercept. What is y-intercept? Y-intercept is the point through which the line passes or cuts the y-axis. This is the point. This is the point where the line cuts the y-axis. Are you getting my point? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So now let us see one example. Y is equal to 3x minus 4. Okay. Y is equal to 3x minus 4. Okay. So whenever you plot any point, any line, okay, whenever you draw the graph of any line, you have to take 3 points. You have to take 3 points, like here 1, 2, 3. Why 3? Because last time I told you, if you take any 2 points, okay, a straight line always passes through any 2 points. Okay, the 2 points are always collinear. 2 points are always collinear. You have to understand. But whenever you take the third point, it may or may not be collinear. Collinear means if the points lie on the same line, they are called as collinear. Now, 2 points are always on the same line, no matter where they lie. Okay, one and only one line passes through any two given points. Okay, but for the third point, you make sure that yes, you are right. Okay, so whenever you plot the third point, and if you get it correct, that means you get it on the same line, then your calculations are correct. That is why you have to plot 3 points. So how do you plot them? First of all, so this is very simple. Again, you have to assume some value of x. Okay, for instance, let's say if x is 0, then you have to put this value of x in the given equation. So y will be minus 2 into 0. So what will be y? 0. So what is the point? 0 comma 0. Okay, simple. Then for the second point, let's say if x is equal to 2, for instance, x हमने 2 ले लिया. Okay, what will be y? Minus 2 into 2, that is minus 4. So what is the point? 2 comma minus 4. And lastly, third, if x is equal to, let's say, minus 2. Okay, we take x is equal to minus 2. Then y will be minus 2 into minus 2, that will be 4. Okay, so the point will be minus 2 comma 4. Do you understand? Do you understand
Yes,
this?
sir.
Okay. So see, they have taken different points. It's not necessarily that everybody's point should be same, but line is going to be the same. The inclination, that is the angle it makes with the x-axis is going to be the same. Okay, everything else is going to be the same. The only thing is the points can be different. Okay, everybody's points can be different. Okay, that's all you need to understand. So similarly, if you have this line now, y is equal to 3x minus 4, correct? So you write the equation 3x minus 4. So you go on assuming the values of x. Okay, start with maybe 0, maybe 1, whatever. So here, this line is not going to pass through 0. Mind you that. Why? Because uh, there is a constant term, and if there is a non-zero constant term, then it never passes through the origin. So first one, x is equal to 0. Let's say we assume x is equal to 0. So y will be 3 into 0 minus 4. So what will be y? Minus 4. So what is the point here? What is the point here?
0, comma
0,
minus 4.
minus 4.
Very good. Second, let's say we take x is equal to 2, for instance. Then y will be 3 into 2 minus 4. Right?
Y is equals to 2.
Correct. Y is equal to 6 minus 4. So y is equal to 2. So what is the point here?
2, comma 2.
2 comma 2. Very nice. And let's say we take now x is equal to 0, for instance. Okay. Oh, sorry, not 0. X is equal to, let's say, minus 1. Okay. Any
Minus 7.
yeah, so y will be minus 7. Okay, just be careful that you don't take big numbers or any number such that the other coordinate becomes very large. Okay, otherwise you won't be able to fit the graph in the graph book. Okay, so in that way you can plot any 3 points, plot them, take a scale, plot them, and join all the 3 points with a straight line using scale and pencil. And if your calculations are correct, all the 3 points should lie on the same line. Otherwise, you have made a mistake. Okay, and that is the checkpoint. So at least you have to draw 3 points. You can draw more also, but it's not necessarily necessary. You cannot draw 2 points. If you draw 2 points, you cannot check whether your calculations are correct or not. You cannot determine whether your line, your graph is correct or not. Okay, this is how you have to plot the points. Okay, let us see next example. Y is equal to minus 2x plus 3 upon 2. Okay, don't get uh, jumbled up if you get some decimal or a fraction like this. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. The ultimate thing is you have to put the values of x, and for those corresponding values of x, you have to get the values of y. So here, let's say we'll assume x is equal to 0, for instance. Okay, so if x is equal to 0, y will be minus 2 into 0 plus 3 upon 2. Therefore, y will be 3 upon 2. Okay, the point will be 0, comma 3 upon 2. Correct? Is that correct?
Sir, instead of fractions, we can use decimals.
Yeah, you can. Yes, 3 upon 2 is 1.5. Okay, while plotting, you just be careful. Okay, in the graph, let's say this is 1 and 2, right? So you have 10 small lines, thin lines, which are 1 millimeter apart, and in between you have a semi thick line, correct? And that is 5 millimeter apart. So here this is 1.5. This is 3 upon 2. Same thing. Okay. All right. So now let us take some other value of x. What should we take? Let's say x is equal to 1. Okay. What will be y? Minus 2 into 1 plus 3 upon 2. Right. That is minus 2 plus 3 upon 2. That is minus 1 upon 2. Okay. If you check, this is minus 1 upon 2. So the point is 1 comma minus half. Third, let us say x is equal to 2, for instance. Let's take x is equal to 2. What do you get? Y is equal to minus 2 into 2 plus 3 upon 2. That is minus 4 plus 3 upon 2. Correct? What is minus 4 plus 3 upon 2?
Minus 5 upon 2.
Minus 5 upon 2. Correct? So the point here is 2 comma minus 5 upon 2. Okay? So this is how you can plot the points on the axis on the graph paper and then join them. The only thing you have to make sure is whenever you plot any point for any question, you have to make sure that you name the points at least, and put the coordinates next to it. You have to put the coordinates next to it, otherwise it's not going to work. I hope everybody has understood how to plot the points and draw the graph now.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear? Okay. Let me explain this problem now. This is a important one in the sense you have to plot the points, draw the graph of the line, and then you have to answer some questions. So draw the graph of the equation 3x plus 2y minus 5 is equal to 0. The only thing you have to is you have to rearrange the terms. Okay, it's not always necessary that you have y is equal to this. Okay, we have seen dependent independent variable. So you have the choice to make in this equation which is given here, the x is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable. You can choose to have the otherwise. Okay, you can choose to have otherwise. For instance, you can have 3x is equal to minus 2y plus 5. This means x is equal to minus 2y plus 5 upon 3. This is also correct. So here you have to assume the values of y, and for those corresponding values of x you have to find out and you will get the points. This is also correct. But here, since we have a small coefficient of y, it is always better to choose the small coefficient. Okay, so 2y is equal to minus 3x plus 5. So you take 3x and 5 on the other side and you divide both sides by 2. So you get y is equal to minus 3x plus 5.2. Now you assume the value of x as 1, you get y1. You assume x is equal to 5. Okay, you have to take the guess. It's not always, yeah, okay, we have taken 1, then take 2, then 3, then 0. Not always necessary that you have to go in that order. Okay, you can take any value, as I told you, so that you get some smaller values, not some bigger values or anything which is very difficult to calculate. Okay. All right. So here for x is equal to 5, you get y is equal to minus 5. For x is equal to minus 1, you get y is equal to 4. Okay. So the points are 1 comma 1, 5 comma minus 5, minus 1 comma 4. Okay. So this is the so these are the points. 1 comma 1 is this point. They haven't shown it here. This is the 5 comma minus 5 point is this. Okay. You have to show it, huh? You have to show the points on the graph. Are you getting this? Is that clear? Okay. And the next is minus 1 comma 4. Minus 1 comma 4 is where? Minus 1 comma 4 is here. Okay. In that way, you draw the line. Now let us try to answer these questions. Okay. Use this graph. Okay. Don't calculate. Use this graph to find x1, the value of x. X1 means some value of x when y is 7. How will you do this? Please pay careful attention. Okay, this is very simple. Okay, so y is 7. For that, you have to find the value of x. So what do you do is y is 7. So y is positive 7. So where will it lie? On the upper side of x or below x?
Upper side.
Correct, upper side of x. So you have to locate this point 7. Then you have to draw a horizontal line towards the graph. Okay, and you have to put the arrow. Can you tell me why should we put the arrow here? Why this arrow is necessary?
Sir, because it is a line.
Because it is a line means
It is extendable.
extendable. What do you mean by extendable? No, why?
Sir.
No. I am asking why should you have a left arrow like this? Why left arrow? This is my question. And if you don't have arrow, you will lose marks. This is my question. Why this arrow and this arrow? Yes, anyone?
Sir, is it marking continuation?
Continuation means, see, we have to find the value of x. This x will lie on x-axis somewhere. We are using the value of y, which is 7, right? So from 7, you draw a line which is parallel to x-axis. It will meet the graph, and then you drop a perpendicular downwards. Do you understand? Okay. So that is why we have arrows. Why arrows? Again, it tells the examiner from where you started. You started from 7. You you have taken a horizontal line parallel to x-axis. Okay, this arrow, it intersects the graph at point C. Then from point C, you drop a perpendicular downwards. Okay, vertical line that is parallel to axis downwards. So down arrow. Wherever it intersects is the value of x for that point. So when y is 7, x is equal to -3. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting my point, everyone? Right? Okay. So therefore, x1 is -3. So that is why we have arrows here. No, that is why we have arrows. All right. So this is what we have to show. Next sub question. y1, find y1, the value of y when x is 3. So where you will start with? Tell me now, where will you start with?
3,0.
X is equal to 3 means you will look at the point 3,0 on x-axis. So this point. Now from this point, where is the line? The line is this, the graph is this, right? So you have to drop a vertical line such that you intersect the line at point D. From point D, you do a horizontal line. Okay, you draw a horizontal line like this, and then you have an arrow like this, correct, to indicate that we intersect the y-axis. So for x is equal to 3, what will be y? -2. So y1 will be -2. Do you understand what is going on? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, if you have the equation y is equal to -x, correct? Then let's say for x is equal to 0, y is equal to also 0. So the point is 0, 0. I told you this type of lines pass through the origin. Okay, then for let's say x is equal to 1, y is equal to -1. The point is 1, -1. Then C, for x is equal to 2, correct? Y is equal to -2. Very simple, in fact. So 2, -2. So these are the points. So take the points accordingly, draw the line. I'm very sure you should get a line like this. Like this. Check. Exactly 45 degrees. This should be 45 degrees inclined. Y is equal to -x.
Yes, sir. तशीच येते line.
Is this line? Yes.